Made more than new parts every time.
Oh shit!
And none of them did it, put it together right. So it's here to be taken apart.
So this is the 40 Diamond T call hauler, deluxe. Deluxe.
The deluxe was built from 37 to 40. It came with a brand new 1-ton pickup. Those $100,000 pickups. The pet handles and doors are completely different on the deluxe truck. They're 34 Packard bits. There's one replacement handle on this, must have broken or they lost it somehow. But otherwise, these are the door handles to the truck. This was on one fleet its entire life in Montana, a big beef ranch.
Really? Beef, and I'm in the food business. Well, I'm curious, what was this?
This is, it broke the other day, semaphore.
What's the
The
semaphore?
arrow.
Oh.
For turn arrow.
Oh, so you can turn it inside?
Well, I never did cable it up and set it up to do it, but I did hang it there just for grins and giggles.
And the keg?
The keg was what I had at the time,
Yeah.
and the truck drove so well, I just never did finish building the tanks.
So what blew my mind when I saw that video is the fact that this is a front wheel drive. I know you told me.
It's a 2-ton spec front wheel drive.
Which is out of,
commercial.
What would that be?
78 Revcon 32-foot coach. Not to be confused with the GMC, but it was front wheel drive.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But they built their own equipment.
So this is the bird's eye walnut you said you have on it?
This is Tiger Stripe.
Tiger
bird's eye
stripe.
walnut. When you see these light variations or runs,
Right.
that's the Tiger Stripe.
Why?
And it has blue vein on all the outer edge wood. There's blue vein that runs in.
What's the blue vein? Is that just?
Blue vein is a strange occurrence that happens in nature where an algae will get into this maple tree,
Yeah.
and it'll cause a blue line running along the outer portions.
Wow.
And so there's several blue lines in that. I haven't gotten around to milling it again or sanding it, but it's actually a quite blonde wood.
Look how thick it is.
It's 3-inch thick on the centerpieces,
Wow.
and it's actually 3 1/4 thick.
So looking at this rear end, when I first looked at it, I thought it was adjustable, but it's not.
It is.
It is.
It's got air over monoliths.
Air over. Oh, I see the bags. Yeah, there's the bags up underneath. I didn't see those. That's what.
Both ends will raise up 4.5 inches.
So what about loading? How's that work?
What I do is raise the front. If I have an extremely low car or an injured car
Yeah.
with an airbag system that's on the ground,
Yeah.
then I'll drive the front onto ramps, which sets my receiver hitch on the ground for about an 8-degree inclination angle. Because the overhang is long enough that when the front goes up, the rear goes down.
So the ramps would fit over here?
The ramps sit on my taillights.
Okay, that was a neat tail light too. I saw those.
Those are old military power panel faceted glass.
Yeah, this is something else. So the brakes are 4-wheel
Yeah,
on the rear,
Bud commercial brakes.
commercial brakes.
And they use Dodge linings for the shoes.
What was that controller on the dash I saw? It's the.
It's a line lock. You lock
Line
all
lock.
4 rear tires so that it doesn't. load
Okay,
the
so like
parking
emergency
ball.
brake.
Right, when you want to load a car.
Yeah, that's emergency brake right there.
And it also makes a very fun exhibit when you lock up the rears and drag them on the pavement with the front spinning.
Fun.
It's the world's slowest moving burnout.
Really? I bet. That would be something to see. But look at these old tacks. That tack underneath there reminds me of something you used to buy. I forgot who it was that sold those at like auto parts store before there was chains. We used to have one back in the day.
That's a 41 Plymouth Special Deluxe column and wheel. And then it runs into a GM Corvette 3-turn lock-to-lock box.
There's the mirror. So that. And this is this stock?
I have 5 mirrors. That's the stock overhead console for a 2-way radio.
Yeah, 4 in each door, 2 in each door. It's a for a CB, you said?
Well, they didn't have CBs back then, but they did have 2-way radios.
2-way radios, okay, Motorola's or something. Yeah, the patina you can't get. What's the kill switch for up here?
This is the original ash in the truck.
Really? Holy shit! Look at that shit.
And tar paper from 1940.
Loads of patina. What's that little drain for? Is that your drain for your?
Not sure what it was
rail?
for. I saw that and never did determine what it's.
And it goes right outside, so it must be like a vent for maybe a gas tank that won't be on the seat. I don't know.
Well, this was a big. This is a 504. This was a big semi truck.
Okay,
Cabin chassis
okay.
when I started. The frame rails set, and the bodies came factory channeled over the frame.
Okay.
So he had 12-inch frame rails.
But look, here's a filter cap right here that could have been a vent for the gas tank.
Could very well, more than likely. That's what it was.
You were
Now,
sitting on it.
I didn't put the two together.
You know what? You know what? I think that's what it was. I think the bottom was a cap.
I turned the toolbox into a fuel delivery system.
There you go. Wow.
And then it was Bud 5 lug on the front, and I removed the RevCon modifications, and it's Chevy 5 on 5s.
Yeah, nice wheels, man. That's the nicest thing on the whole truck.
Right, we have to age those up a bit.
Yeah, I mean
everything else actually.
If I would have knew, I would have drug them in the mud for you.
The only other new thing is the rear view mirror and the receiver hitch. Everything else is scratch built or antique.
Oh, it's got a headlight on this. Is that?
This is
original?
That is a real one, yes, sir.
Wow.
Acorn.
That is cool.
Just for detail.
Yeah.
The AM radio, the little transistor.
Chassis.
There are 3 data plates on this truck. All 3 still survive on this truck.
Now,
I took it apart from original but repowered. I couldn't restore it because they had refitted it with international power, which was common in the day because that's who ended up owning that conglomerate of Diamond T, which became Diamond Rio, and several others joined in.
So what motor is this?
This is a 1967 small lifter, narrow angle, 425 Oldsmobile. And then it has the old Rambler gasser heads on it with the 2075 1725 valve setup.
Off the radiator lady?
Off the radiator lady.
Well, and so there's your cooling.
The radiator lady runs a 350-350 combo on the street now with its new owner.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. I think I saw it someplace. I don't know if it was back at the...
So I just got my faithful 3310 this weekend so I can take the little test carb off and go play. Put my 780 Holly on and
smoke the tires.
All this stuff. Oh, it already.
Yeah, well, I mean,
before it could squeal the tires, with the new motor now, it can spin them at will.
That truck is just a load of patina. I mean, you just cannot buy that. Air horns aren't hooked up, but
no,
you got another horn underneath there.
I do have the Uga, and I want to put onboard air on it because I'm tired of having the bottle.
Yeah, so back to the air ride, it would drop this down to the frame, to the
right
bottom?
Right now it's sitting static with no load, and it's very compliant.
Okay. Okay, and so, but you can drop it down even more to load a car?
Well, as soon as the car starts to go on, it'll drop another 2.5 inches.
Okay, okay.
The monoliths are very forgiving.
Those are just the outside of a dually, right?
No, those are actual Bud 5 lug.
Really?
So they actually are not duals, they're dual eliminator singles. And what's unique about the wheel is it's a reversible wheel.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the old days.
So what I did is I reversed them from the configuration they were built for the bus.
Uh-huh.
And they come in at a 1/4 inch inside of legal. So everything is good. And I run it as a high bar.
Wow.
And what's neat about this suspension is a walking beam means it's semi-independent.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking at that. It is.
It'll lift a tire and not raise the bed. And walk over it, and the rear tire will lift up. And